gardeners generally like to think of ourselves as a tolerant, easygoing, environmentally friendly bunch. But the truth is, not all plants are created equal. Getting rid of invasive plants, also known as weeds, isn't just about keeping your garden pretty. Weeds pose a threat to our way of life. But before we declare outright war, I'm going to give you some strategies to prevent weeds from entering your yard in the first place. An invasive plant is an introduced species that adversely affects the survival or regeneration of an indigenous species. Weeds like wandering Tradescantia compromise the biodiversity of an area. Native plants are having to compete for light, nutrients, water and space. And when a tree like this one dies, it has a flow-on effect for the local animals and insects. Even the soil can be affected and salinity can be increased, causing erosion. My advice is to be alert, not alarmed. This is my list of common garden weeds to be aware of. And remember, be vigilant and approach with caution. An environmental weed can be any kind of plant. An annual, perennial, herb, shrub, tree, vine, aquatic, even edibles like these guys. Blackberry, bronze fennel, cherry plum, African olive, banana passion fruit, and the pink peppercorn tree. Environmental weeds can also be those that we're used to seeing in our garden, like these ones. Dandelion, kikuyu grass, soursop, white clover, sow thistle, and the three-cornered garlic. And let's not forget that environmental weeds can also be Australian native plants in the wrong place, like these. Cootamundra wattle, sweet pitostrum, and the bluebell creeper. You need to identify whether you live in a high-risk area for weeds. By that I mean, does your place back onto bushland, coasts, or waterways? Because if it does, and you inadvertently cultivate weeds in your backyard, they can jump the back fence and have a devastating effect on our natural areas. Here are my tips for avoiding complete invasion. Avoid planting anything with heaps of seed, suckers or runners. Watch out for certain ornamental grass species such as pennisedum, which produces lots of seed. Beware of trees like white poplar or robinia that produce suckers. Consult your council about weeds common to your area and don't inadvertently plant them. Choose plants that are locally native or indigenous to your area. They'll be uniquely suited to your soil, climate and topography, and they will not take over your backyard. Plus, you might attract some local critters back to your garden, so you'll be strengthening the ecosystem. Don't dump weeds and prunings on vacant land, in waterways or the bush. If you see someone dumping garden waste, report it to your council. Dispose of garden waste by composting or green waste collection. If you just leave it lying around in the yard, it'll dry out and keep spreading, especially if it's got seeds, bulbs or suckers. Don't ask what your garden can do for you. Ask what you can do for your garden. 2011 is the International Year of Forests, so what better time to stand together to defend the borders of our backyards and protect our precious native ecosystems. For more information on chemical-free management of invasive plants, have a look at the website sgaonline.org.au. Now if you'll excuse me. Yes, roger that. I have the suspect in my sights. I have both eyeballs on the suspect. The dumping has taken place. I repeat, the dumping has taken place. All units stand by. Put the bag down and stay exactly where you are. Oh, we have a runner! We have a runner! Halt! Nice dumper! If I catch you, I'll make a citizen's arrest! Dumping of garden waste is very naughty. Did you hear what I just said?